check the options. You will have somewhere, once you log in there, you will have option what, connect to the audio. So there you just click it. Still, if you are not getting, you just log out and re-log in. You may get it. Okay. Can I proceed with the session? So we were discussing what we discussed yesterday, FSRM, which is basically used what, to prevent the, yes, to prevent the wastage of the hard disk space, server hard disk space. So in that we have what, in FSRM, 5 components through which we can effectively control and manage our server hard disk. So we can restrict the user who is wasting it by allocating him some size. We can also restrict the type of files which he cannot create or download, and we can also observe him. So basically we have done that. And there are 2 other options, like we can also classify different types of files, and also we can know the complete detail about the files, who created, when they access, when they modified, all those details. So we have done practically that. Now coming to today's session, we'll proceed with another new topic today, which is called OU. So our today's session is related with what? OU. OU stands for, OU stands for, yes, organizational unit. This is what we are going to discuss today's session. Okay. So can I proceed with this today's session? Now it's audible to everyone. My voice, if you get any problem from my side, like voice or something, screen is not shared, any problem, you just intimate me to me through a chat box. I'm regularly seeing the chat box. So if any problem is there from my side, please just write it in the chat. I'll try to resolve that. Okay. So can I proceed with the session now? Okay. Thank you everyone for replying. Okay. We'll proceed now with the today's session. So now, so suppose in your organization, means your company, do you have only a single user or multiple users? You will compulsory have what? Definitely multiple users will be there. Now, so suppose you have multiple users, and assume that you are administrator here. So assume that your company is that many users are there, and even you have some branches in some other places, maybe different state or different country, anything. So let us assume that some branches is there for you in some countries, or some in cities, other cities like Bangalore, Chennai, something like this. There are some branches you have, and your main branch, assume it is in the Hyderabad. So there might be some department, like it might be related with the accounts, or it might be related with the HR. Sometimes they need the information about the users, like who is working in which department, what is their designation, since how long they are working. So all those details they need. So now you are administrator. If somebody asks you, uh, who is not able to hear me, just let me check here. Maybe. I'm just checking. One minute. Yes, for you, audio signal is not available, both of you. So just a minute. Others, see, Rahman and Mohideen. Yes, already some our friend has written in the chat. So just you relog in it. Before that, you see here, once you are trying to log in, the option is You have checked or not, it is enabled or not. Connect to the audio. Yes, it is the problem from your end, not from my side. So before I write it, somebody help me by writing there. So can you both of you just re-log in? Those who are not able to hear my voice, still not available the signal. Mohindin, can you re-log in? Just re-log in to get the audio signal. Okay. Rahman, you also please do the same thing. You are getting the signal now? Yes, Mohidin, you got it. Rahman, you also just Rahman, you need to re-log in. See now Mohidin got the signal, audio signal. Can I proceed with the session now? Who cannot hear me, please re-log in. Rahman, you need to re-log in. Have you connected? Have you just enabled that connect to audio signal? After re-login also, if you are not able to get it, you just click on the connect to the audio. You are getting now? Yeah. Okay, fine. So now can I continue with the session now? Can I continue with the session? Okay. So now suppose, imagine you are working in a company where they have multiple branches, and like maybe the accounts department or the HR department and somebody or the manager ask to you, you are admin, that they need a particular specific detail about the user, like when they joined, what is their designation, in which department they are working, in which branch they are working, their mobile number might be. So as an administrator, uh, can you provide them in immediately this detail? Do you have this detail? So as administrator, can you on your fingertips which user is working in which department, what is his designation, when he joined, what is the salary he's getting? All this information can you able to store in your mind? It's not easy. Now, but somebody asks you about this detail, then how you can provide them? Like maybe your manager or some department, they need the user information about like when he joined, or maybe some any other things, in which department is working, in which branch is working, like his personal some other detail, his number might be due to some work, their address, any issue it might be. So now, how you can maintain this? How you can maintain the user information as an administrator? So the database. So where you will create this database? Through what you will create the database? So then how do you write all these things? Where do you store? So your job is to maintain the database of the user. Your job is mostly concerned with what? Provide the users with the resources or services what they need to do their work. Yes, yes. But we have a very good option of what? Having in the Active Directory one object which is called, uh, one container is there, logical container in the Active Directory, which is called organizational unit. So through the organizational unit, as the name indicate, organizational unit. So with the help of the organizational unit, we can organize the Active Directory objects. So whenever somebody asks you what is Active Directory objects means, what you will say? What is Active Directory objects? I'll go to that group department. But before that, we need to be clear about what is Active Directory objects so that we can understand today's session easily. If somebody says, what is Active Directory object? What your answer will be? I'll give the answer, but I'm just checking. Organizational unit is used to organize the Active Directory object. But what is Active Directory objects? What is Active Directory objects? So in the Active Directory objects, these things will come. I repeat once again, please try to remember it. Whenever somebody says about Active Directory object means they are referring to what? In the Active Directory, what will come? Users, computer, yes, very nice. Groups, resources, like if you have connected your pen drive, printer, whatever it might be. So that, and also what are the services as an administrator you have configured and what are the services is running in your network. That all comes under what? Active Directory object. So I repeat once again, when we talk about the Active Directory object means it is related with what? Users, groups, computers, resources and services. So these are the 5 important things will be the part of the Active Directory objects. So these things we can able to organize with the help of organizational unit. So now I repeat once again, organizational unit is a logical container through which, yes, I'm repeating, organizational unit is a logical container through which we can organize the Active Directory objects. The Active Directory objects are users, computers, groups, resources, and services. So these are the 5 important things we can, which is called as what? Active Directory object. So we can organize as an administrator this Active Directory objects with the help of a organizational unit, so that I can keep the important information of users, computers, group, resource and services in a organizational unit. Out of this 5 things, the most important object for us is what? Generally, the company need the information about. These are the 5 objects I said. Yes, the most important object for us is what? User. So we will concentrate today. We can maintain the information about all the 5 objects, but we will focus more on users because it is more important for us. So today we'll see how the users can be organized, or user information can be organized with the help of organizational unit, which can be useful for manager or other department. So organizational unit is used to organize the Active Directory object. This is the definition for how to do it. We'll see practically. So, are you clear with the what is the today we are going to discuss in today's session? Yes, our today's session we are focusing on what? Organizational unit. So I want to note the information about the branches. So whether I'll create the organizational unit in my main DC, this is my main office. So in main office or in sub office or in my sub branches in main office. So in my main office through the DC, in DC again I'll go to the console called ADUC console. ADUC console. In that ADUC console, I'll create the OU. So in this OU, I can keep the information about users, group, computer, resources, and services. In this again, I can keep which user is working in which department. So here most important is the information of users. So in which branch is working, what is his status or designation, since when he is working, all those detail we can able to organize with the help of what? With the help of what? Organizational unit. Okay. So did you understood what is the importance of organizational unit? Okay. Now same thing you can find here in the slide. Now can you see OU stands for what? OU stands for what? Organizational unit. What is the purpose or use of this OU? Let us try to see here. So organizational unit is what? Like user, it is also a container. But organizational unit is comes under what? Logical container, which contain Active Directory object information, or through which we can organize the Active Directory objects like users, groups, computer, resources, services. So in that, again, it is given after users and group, you can see OU again. So what do you understand by that? So inside the main OU, we can have sub OUs. That is the meaning of that. Yes, we can have sub OUs. So logical it is a logical container through which we can organize the Active Directory objects. Yes. So what is tree we are going to discuss in the coming days session? So just remember the other name for the organizational unit is what? It can be also referred as subtree. What is tree? It's a collection of domain. So inside the uh, one domain, we can have main OU. Inside the main OU, we can have sub OUs. So it is like something OU domain. So it is something like a subdomain organizational unit. So basically, domain is used what? For maintaining or managing our network. So same way, if you want to manage your network, OU plays very important role. So that's why it is referred as what? Of the OU, we can make the administrator job or administrator task more easier and more simple. That's why it is used for OU is used for minimizing the administrative task. How we can minimize and make the administrative role or work easier, we will see in the coming day session with the help of group policies. So you remember OU plays very important role in making the administrative task simple and easier. With the help of the OU, we can organize and manage the Active Directory objects. So this is very important point. With the help of the organizational unit, we can able to organize and manage the Active Directory objects. And one more important task we can do with the help of what? Organizational unit, we can provide the delegation control. We can use the delegation control power to one or more users to make what administrative task more easier. How we will see practically. So delegation means what? As a administrator, if you are working in a big company, so you cannot manage or you cannot look after all the things. So you can make one of the user as your junior administrator, or you can give some of your control easy work which other person can manage. He is having other responsibilities, so he can give some of his role which are easier and simple to some other person. So giving off some of your roles and responsibility or your privileges or power to somebody else, it's called as what? Delegation control. So we can transfer some of our roles or some of our powers to somebody else. That is what called delegation control. Is it okay, everybody? Now, next. So now, did you got the what is the purpose or main usage of the organizational unit? So we can do lot of things with the help of what? Organizational unit. So first thing, what is a OU means? You need to remember it is a logical container which is used to organize the Active Directory objects. So once we organize the Active Directory object, what is the use or what is the advantage with the organizational unit? We can make administrative tasks more simple. Okay, I'll. This is the first slide. This is the first slide. See here. So it is Active objects. OU is used to organize the Active Directory object. Then it is also called subtree. Tree means what? Collection of domain. That we'll see in the coming day session. You just remember. So to manage a domain, we need domain controller. So inside a domain controller, we need compulsory to organize the Active Directory object OU. That's why OU is also referred as subtree. Then with the help of this OU, the administrative task will become more easy and simple. How we will see it. So with this, we can able to manage the Active Directory, and also we can Active Directory object we can manage, and also manage easily the network. So the administrative task or job becomes easier. So in this, we also have option of how we are making the administrative job easier by using the delegation control. So we can give some of our administrative privileges, not all, some of the privileges to, to the other person to whom you trust. You can give some of your privileges to others so that the other person can reduce your burden or the load. So that you can concentrate on some other work. So giving some of your work to others, that is what called delegation control. How to do it? Will cannot be done automatically. As an administrator, you have to give that control to others. How to give the delegation control, we'll see practically. Is it okay now? So have you understood what is the purpose or use of the OU? We'll see practically also. Yes, we can give some of the control to the other person. You can call that as a junior admin, or just your colleague whom you can trust. Yes. So shall I wait for this slide for you to take the snapshot, or it has been done? If you're done, we can proceed with the next slide. Okay. Thank you for your response. I'll go to the next slide now. What is delegation control? So delegation control means it is a process of decentralizing the management. See, the network becomes simple and easy by making the network centralized. Now, once you make it centralized, suppose there are lots of work or many things you need to manage as an individual person or single person, you may not do sometime. So, in that scenario, you need to decentralize it. Means giving some of your roles or some of your jobs to others is what called decentralization. So with the help of delegation control, we can give some of our responsibility. Our means admin responsibility to somebody else users or some other user. That is what called decentralization. So that the management becomes easier. So assigning management of one organizational unit to other user is can be called as what? Giving the delegation control. So with this, the administration load becomes reduced, or it is got reduced or eases. Your role or workload is being reduced or eases. That is the purpose of giving the delegation control to somebody else or some other user. Like some small task you can give to the other so that you can concentrate on others bigger tasks. So remember, in one OU, can you have another sub OU or multiple sub OUs? Is it possible? Yes, we can have in one main OU multiple sub OUs. Yeah. So have you taken this snapshot of this delegation control? Yeah. So can I proceed with the next point? Okay. Suppose you have your main domain. In your main domain, you can have multiple OUs. Yes. First question is, I'm going with single OU. So same way, can I have multiple OUs? So one OU I can have for one department or one branch. Yes, we can have. Inside the one main OU, can we have multiple sub OUs? Yes. So we can have multiple OUs as well as inside the OU, main OU, we can have multiple sub OUs. Both is possible. So that's what here it is indicated here. In a single domain or in one domain, we can have multiple OUs. Again, in one OU, we can have multiple sub OUs. And to one OU, we can make one of the user as delegation control. So that is called the admin for that OU. Like in WhatsApp, we have now group admin. Similar to that, we can make for one OU, one admin. So that is nothing but giving the control. So technically, it is called delegation control. So with this, we are done with the theory part of the OU. So now we'll see practically about this. So is it okay till now for everybody? Or any point I need to clarify again? Anybody? So can I proceed with the practical now? Okay, fine. Thank you for your response, all of you. So now we'll proceed with what? How to create the OU, how to organize the objects, how we can create the or how we can give the delegation control. All these things we'll do practically. Okay, fine. let us proceed to the practical. So before I proceed to the practical, please, those who are on the session, uh, let me check how many people are there, including me, like about 25 people. So everybody received a practical is soft copy, or anybody still didn't receive the practical is soft copy? Okay, okay. Thank you all of you. Just everybody might have received. Just I want to confirm once again. Anybody did not received it till now? No one? Yo, okay, that's fine. Very good. Now I'll proceed with the practical so that you don't have to write or take the snapshot. Our time will be saved. Okay. Let us go to the practical now. Now, what is our today's practical? It is related with what? OU. One second. So, today we are going to first discuss how to create a OU. So what is our first practical for today? How to create a OU. So to create a OU, we need to do it from DC machine or from the client machine. Yes, from the DC machine. So as a administrator, we need to log in, go to the server manager console, then open which console? ADUC console. So OU is also present under console, ADUC console, which stands for what? ADUC console, Active Directory users and computers. Yes. So right click on our domain, like I created my domain with what name? Zoom.com. Then I'll get an option called new. Under that new, if I go, you will find what? Organizational unit. Now give any name to your organizational unit. Then that organizational unit is of no use unless until it contains the like department is there. There is department without user. Is there any use of that? No. So if it is a department, compulsory it has to have what? Employees or users. So let us assume our department name is what? Our OU name is what? Sales. So in that OU, who is working? Some employees might be working, no? So who are those employees? We need to add those employees into the OU. So we'll see how to add the employees or the user into the OU. So that is our first task in today's practical session. Okay. So can I proceed with the practical now? Okay, fine. So I'm going to first my DC machine. So this is my DC machine. I think now everybody is familiar how to check whether it is a DC machine or not. Yes. Now, I think there is no need to for me to verify it is a DC because I think everybody is familiar. Yes. Okay. Fine. So it is my DC machine now. So I'm going to the console called ADUC console from the tools. Now I have some already users. These users. Now let me create a OU. So is OU already created? No. So let me create it. So the OU can be created not from the user container. See here. You right click here, go to the new. Here the option of creating the new. OU is not there. So it will be there on your domain name. So I created my domain with what name? Here. This is my domain. So right click on your domain. You can find the option called new. Now from the new, you can find here what? User as well as organizational unit. Now I click on the organizational unit. Now give some name. As per the notes, I took what name? So I'm same name I'm continuing. You can give any name. So a OU has been created. So how you will distinguish now the user and OU container? You can see if you uh, observe minutely, something like this here is there. So that is how you can identify this is a OU. Okay. So OU is what? Like a user, it is also a container. It's a logical container. Now OU is there. Now how many users are working for this department? So how do you check it? Open it. So is there any users are there in that? No. So you can see here, there is no item to show on this. Now if you go with the right click also, then properties, then you go to here. Is there anything is there? No. Now we need to add the users into the OU. So OU is of no use unless until it contain some user in it. So there are two ways of adding the user into the OU. One, you can add directly the existing users into the OU, like I'm doing here. So I'm adding one of the users like U2 into the OU. How to do that? Existing user. Right click. And here you have the option. What? Right click on the user to whom you want to add into the OU. Just select that user, right click, and then you will get the option called move. You click on move. Now can you find here the OU which you have created just now? Sales OU. You just click on that and say okay. So now this user will be moved into the sales department. Sorry. Sorry. Now you can find it. Who is the user or who is the employee in the sales department? You can find the name of that user. So now it is clear to everyone how to add the user into the OU. So like this, you can have how many users you are working in the sales department. Like this, you can add it. So existing user account you can add. So one more time, I'll show you how to add. I'll take another user. Let me take it here U3. Then go to the same process. Click on move. Click on what? My OU. Then this user also is pushed from here to the OU. I can check it like this. So this is one method of adding the user into the group. But there is one more method. Directly also we can create the user account inside the OU. So that user will be a part of that OU directly, straight away. So we can straight away create the user from the sales OU also or from any OU. So let me create a new user which is not existing user. So I can straight away create a new user which will be a part of that OU. How to do? So just instead of creating the users normally like this, normally we are creating the new user like this. So instead of this, what you do, you create a new user straight away from this OU. Right click on the OU. Then you'll find one option called new. Inside that, are you getting the option called user? Yes. Now this user will be directly added into the OU. So how you are creating the user? Same way. Now suppose this username is what? Sales one, something like this, because SA1, sales one. My login name is what? SA1. I'm creating a user without password so that I can log in easily. So now this is the user. Like this, again I can create one more user. I'll repeat once more. Right click on the OU, go to the new user. Now you can create another user with any other name. Like I'm taking the other name like this. Yes, A2 sales user belonging to the sales department. Like this, created. Now how many users are there in the OU for users. Now, if you want to maintain their information, you have the option here. Now you can write their description, complete description here, whatever you want to write, you can write. This is one option. Or, or you can also use like this option. Sorry, here also you can use this option like here, complete detail. What is the user? This user belong to this department. So you can maintain department wise his complete detail, his initial name, first name, his description, in which branch he is working, what is his telephone number, email. If you want other option also, you can write like a summary or conclusion. So complete information about that user you can maintain with the help of what? OU. So his address, his account, number, all these things you can able to make with the help of what? OU. So did you understood now? Whatever detail you want to have about the user, complete detail about the user, you can able to maintain with the help of what? OU, which you cannot able to do it through the this normal user process. So now you're able to understood. OU is used to what? Organize the Active Directory objects. So object include users, computer, group, resources, services. But for us, the most important object is what? User. So the user information we can organize with the help of what? OU. So this is the purpose of creating the OU. So once you create a OU plays very important role in managing, making our job means administrator job easier. How we'll see in coming day session. Today we are focusing how to create a OU, and OU is of no use unless until it has a user inside it. So we discussed just now how to create a OU and how to add the users into the OU. Now if you want to see some other details, this is your OU. Now in this OU, who are the users? Now you can just select these users and go to the properties. So here the complete details you can able to maintain here. Okay, so did you understood this, or shall I create one more OU? These are the other things we can able to use. So now shall I create one more OU, or did you understood everybody? You want me to create sub OU? Okay, I'll create it. Now we have one OU. Inside that I want to create another sub OU. How to do it? Just select the OU. Then here you have option of what now again? OU. So this you are doing inside the OU. So now it will become, previously we created the main OU by going to the our domain name. Yes. Here. This is your new OU. But already one OU is created. And if you are selecting this and right click, and then you are proceeding when you are proceeding to again new OU means now it will be called as what? Sub OU. So in the sales department, so suppose somebody is maintaining the detail about some other things. How much sales have been done, how much the production, all those things you are discussing. Suppose this name sub OU is what? Production team. So now inside OU, one production team is there. In these, any users are there? No. So let me, if you want to add some users into it, you can add the existing users or you can create a new users. Just like I know shown. I'm creating for production team one more user. Like this we can have. Is it clear now, everybody? Now, this user is not a part of any team. So here. And whereas the others, now this is normal users. But these are the what? Members. Members of the OU. In this, again one sub OU is there. Who is the member of the sub OU? This. Like this we can check the details. Okay now, everyone? Now, one important question somebody has raised. Now, if there are two different teams for different location, can we group them differently? So in one OU, you can have sub OU, like this you can have. But other question is what? Can one user be part of one OU as well as the sub OU? So now you tell me if whether it will be possible or it will be not possible. Now, let me have this user, production team user, moved into the where? Here you have the option of what? Move. So once you moved, now you see your answer by yourself. Now, in the production team, any is there? No. So from this, what you understand? One user cannot be member of two different OU, whether it is a main OU or the sub OU. This is not possible. One user can be member of only one OU. Remember, we can move anytime. Anytime we can move it. But one OU cannot be, sorry, one user cannot be part of two OU, whether it is a main OU or sub OU at any time. Remember this. Very important questions you have raised. Nice. See, sometime you may need the OU also because there might be a big branch. Inside the branch, there might be some products or multiple products. So to maintain the simplicity at that time, you may need the sub OU also. Take an example of our Zoom. We have courses, different courses. So now if I just maintain one name, it might not be easy for an administrator to simplify it. So they may have one different group for MCSE, one different group for the CCNA like this. So there is a importance of sub OU is also there. The main OU will be what? Zoom. Inside that we are creating sub OUs like MCSE, CCNA like that. Yes, we can see. But somebody need their own department or their own product detail. So they will create their sub OU as a junior administrator or main administrator. So you'll keep their information to them. Okay. So now till now, did you understood how to create the OUs and how to add the users into the OU? So how to share this detail means what? You just can have the information and just take that information, type it into some notepad file or something, then you can share it. But as admin, you will be in a position to tell the detail about the user so that you can copy and paste it. So our next task is what? Main purpose of the OU is what? To make administrator job simple. So how it will be done? By creating the delegation control. So till now we have discussed how to add the users into the group. So now you want one of your team members to take some responsibility, or you are having lots of work. You want to give some of your work to one of the member of the team, or that OU team. So we can provide that sharing of our privileges to one of the user by making him the delegation control, something like a group admin. Okay. So our next task is what? How to give the delegation control. Okay. So our next task is what? We have discussed till now what? How to create a OU, how to add the users into the OU. Our next task is what? How to give the delegation control. We already discussed delegation control means giving some of your control to the other person so that he can manage the other small things. So now, how to give the delegation control, you can see here. It is also called as what? Decentralization. How to achieve it? So again, log in as admin, go to the ADC console, create some new user. Now right click on the OU which you have created, then give the delegation control to that user. So for that process, you have to right click on the delegation control, click on next, add the name, then click on OK, then click on next. Then it will have multiple options. What are the control you want to give to that user? Check the box as per your requirement, then click on what? Next. Then uh, that user can log in and can do some limited work which the admin has given to him. Now in the real time, here we will log in with that user into the DC machine by using what? Log on local permission. Because we have already discussed, no user can log in into the DC machine unless until log on permission is given. But in the real time, they have one application called RSAT, which is called Remote Server Administration Tool. By that, the user without logging into the DC machine with the help of that application can work from the client machine. But here we don't have that third party application. So we'll, as a user to whom we are given the delegation control, we'll log in directly into the DC machine using allow logon local policy. Okay. So shall I do this practical now? Okay. Can I proceed with this practical? Yes. Okay. Yes. I'll move with the practical now. Which one? How to give the delegation control. So till now, anybody is given the delegation control in the OU called sales? No one. No, I'll give him. So let me add a new user. So how to create a new user? So here in the notes, I taken what? New user. I went to the just a second. How to I'm creating a new user from where? Domain. And I'm giving the delegation control to that user. So let me create a user now. So let me create a new user. So how to create a new user? Now go to your domain, ADC console, right click. Can you find here the option called new users? So I can do this from here or by also from the user container. From here also I can do it. So I'm doing from the domain now. new user has been created with some name. Let me use this name. Now, just to make it simple, I'm using this name. The user has been created. Now, by default, this user is a what? Added into where? Uh, Now, this user is what? Local user, domain user or local user? Here it is not shown here. So it is what? Now here, this is a OU, this is one user. So now this user is what? Just a domain user. Now you can create that user from here also, no problem. This is our container. So I can create a new user from here also. Let me create one new user with some name. Now this is also a domain user. Okay, you can see here the name domain user. So this is also a domain user. So generally these users can log in from the client machine. Let us see here. Now I log in with which user now? Let me log in with Sai user. I created the user without password. Now which user is logged in? Which user is logged in? Sai. How to get the icons? Now which user is logged in? Here it is a normal domain user. Yes, he is a normal domain user. Now, same way, what is the other user we have created? What is the other user I have created? Ravi. So I'll log in with Ravi also now from the client machine. So is there any difference between these two users? No, they are just a normal domain user. So you can create a user from the domain or from the inside the domain container called users. Both are same domain users only. There is no difference. So here also I can get the icon for that user. Now see here. Is there any difference between Sai and Ravi? No, they are domain users. Now, before I proceed, I want you to understand the practical easily. So what I'm doing, and now tell me uh, whether I given delegation control to any user till now, whether to the Ravi or to the Sai, they have just been domain users. Whether I given delegation control to any one of them? No. Now, can they log in into the DC machine by default and create the user? They cannot log into the DC machine. No, I'm not giving the delegation control. Please remember. Now I just want them to log in into the DC and create a new user account. So when they log into the DC machine by default, no. So now I will give them the permission. Which permission? Allow log on locally. Means on DC, if any users need to log in, means administrator has to give them what? Allow log on local permission. So how to do it? We have done already once. Now I'll repeat once again. So I'll give the without giving any delegation control, I'm giving them the permission to log in into the DC machine. Are you following what I'm trying to do? Everyone? Okay. I repeat once again. If my voice was not clear, I repeat once again. I'm trying to log in with Sai and Ravi user. So by default, can I log in into the DC machine as a Sai and Ravi user because they are what? If somebody is getting the video very slowly, it might be issue related with your internet bandwidth. Everybody is facing same problem. So it is related with your internet connection. Please check it. Okay. So now I'm continuing my question. If two users I created just now, domain user Ravi and Sai, can they log in into the DC machine by default? No. So what is the option for us? We can, as an administrator, we want to allow them to log in into the DC machine. So what should I do? Give him log on local permission. It is clear now. I'm not giving the delegation control. I'm just giving them the local logon permission to both of their users, Ravi and Sai. Okay. Now let me give the logon local permission to two users, Sai and Ravi. Okay. How to give them? So we need to go to which console? Which console I should go? Anybody remember which console will go to give the local logon permission? Please. I'm checking in the answers. Yes. Which console I need to go? Please tell me. Once I repeat it. So I'm just trying to know anybody remember or not. Yes. Very nice. So I got many people saying correct answer. So whenever you want to give the local logon permission, that you can do by going to which console? GPM console. So now I'm going to the GPM console. Click on the tools. You can find here GPM console. I thought many of you would have forgotten because this topic we covered few days back. But very nice, you remembered. So go to the GPM console. Then here we have to go to this, not this. This is applied for entire domain, but not to DC machine. So domain controller we have, inside that we have what? Default domain controller policy. So if you use this option means it will apply only to DC machine, not to other machine. Please remember this. So I'm going to the default domain controller, edit. Now my requirement is two users should be given logon policy permission. So I need to go to the policies, Windows, then security. So here I have the option of what? Security. I'll open account policy, local policy. So you go to the local policy. Then user right assignment, second option. Open it. Yes, very nice. Allow local logon policy. Then add. So I want which user to get the permission of entering a login from the DC machine? Sai. Check the name. It is verified. Now he get it. He got it. But I want another user also, Ravi. So I'll do something. Ravi account also I'll given the permission to log into the DC machine. Okay. So now both the users are having the permission now, Ravi as well as Sai. So once we give this permission, don't forget, in some cases, it is mandatory to update the service. In some cases, is optional, but for this, it's mandatory. So just go with what? GP update. Now I will log out from the administrator from the DC machine. Now I can log in with Ravi and Sai. See, I got a message that somebody or someone lost the connection. Is it for everybody or only one of the person? If it is everybody means the problem from my side. If it is one person means it may be the issue related with maybe with that person internet. So it is okay for others. So shall I continue? Okay. So now, okay. Just check your internet connectivity, please. If you miss something, you will be getting the videos. You can just Okay, fine. But not today, maybe delayed. Definitely within 24 hours you will get it. Now I'm trying to log out from the DC machine. See, this is our DC machine. Now I'm trying to log in with Sai user. I'm trying to log in with which user? Sai user. How to know which user is logged in? Create the icons. Create the icons. You got the icon. So which user is logged in? Now this user is logging into the DC machine. Remember. Now, can he create a new user? Let us try to see. So I'll open the ADC console. So to open, it is asking the admin name, but I'm giving whose name? Sai. So Sai user is trying to open the ADC console because in real time admin will not give his password. So now he is able to open the DCU console. Now let me try to create a user. Now can you create a user? You check. He's not getting the new option. So how you can create? Now if you are smart enough, you may think from here I can do. Let me check here. Now here also can you get the new option? No. So by default, a user who has been allowed to log in into the DC, can he do the user creation? No, he cannot. So that can be done by giving him what? The delegation control. Now, are you understanding what is the use of delegation control? So now he cannot do. Now, please suggest me which user I should give the delegation control. I have created now two users, Sai and Ravi. So you tell me which user should I give the delegation control? So I got one answer or reply from Rajesh like Sai. So shall I take the Sai user to give him the delegation control? Okay. And I'll keep the Ravi as without delegation control. So now after the delegation control, only Sai can create the, I can create what? The OU. Sorry, can create the other new users, but Ravi cannot create. Okay. Okay. So I'll repeat that. Practical. Now I'll go back to the, to give the delegation control. Who can do? Only the admin. So I'm logging out from the user. Again, I'll re-log in from the DC machine with administrator. Now I logged in as a now administrator. I logged in as an administrator now into the DC machine. Now I'm opening what? The ADC console. My task now is what? Giving the delegation control to one of the users. So we have seen in the practical steps how to give the delegation control to the user. Click on what? Right click on our OU. Then you will find the option called delegation control. Next, give the name of that user. Then click on the next. Okay. So I'll do same thing now here. So I opened what? Console now. So there I can find the OU. Already users is created. So right click. Now can you find the delegation control? Yes. Go to the next. Add the name to whom you want to give the delegation control. So you suggested like Sai. So I'm giving the Sai. Okay. Now once you add the name, next. What permission you want to give? See here, you have so many privileges. One by one, you can check and read it. For simplicity, I'm giving the first option. Create, delete, and manage the user account. So by default, a user who is logging into the DC, can they create the new user account? No. Just now I shown you practically. Now I'm giving it delegation control. What? Creating and deleting the user account. Now, can he create a new user, Sai? Yes. But can the Ravi create? No. We have given him the privileges. Now, you log out from the administrator. I did not give the delegation control to Ravi. I given the delegation control to whom? To the I given the delegation control to whom? To the Sai user. See, is it okay now? Okay. Now I will log out. I will log out from the administrator. Now I will log in as a Sai user. Now I'll go to the same console, ADUC console. It's asking me. So I'm not aware about the administrator password. So I'm aware about mine. So I've given my details. Now it is open. Go to the ADUC console. Now you try to create a new user. So previously you are not getting the option. Now any new user option you are getting. Okay. Let me go to the here sales. Now here, can you find the new user? So here he cannot create from here, but he can create the user only inside the OU, not outside. Remember. So now only one option is enabled here. Now he can create a new user. Like I'm giving him what name? So one user has been created. Now can he delete the other user which has been added by the administrator from the group? Yes, because admin has given him the permission. It has been deleted. So what the user who's been given the delegation control, what he can do, whatever privileges the administrator has given him by giving him the delegation control, that thing he can do. Like in our WhatsApp, we will have group admin. He can add and remove the user from the group, which normal members cannot do. Same way I'm doing it. Now, same thing can the Ravi user do? No, he cannot because he's not having any delegation control. Okay? So, did everybody understood this concept? Now, users means what? They are the just normal users. OU users means what? They belong to that OU. So whatever features are available or whatever privilege is there on that OU or department, that will be applied to that users. That is available. Delegation control is available. We applied from the sales. So it is applied only to the sales user, not to the others. So I repeat once again, you give the delegation control. So from where you are giving? From the OU. So to that OU only it will have the effect, not on other users. Normal users means they do not belong to, they are not part of this OU. So users who are part of that OU, on that users only the effect will be there for the delegation controller admin. Now he cannot create normal user. Only he can create the user inside the OU. He cannot create normal users. And he cannot delete normal users. Here. He cannot. Let him try to delete this user. You don't have the privileges. Only he can do inside the OU, not outside the OU. Please remember. That's why I'm repeatedly telling you. It is something like a concept which we used in for the WhatsApp. It is clear, everybody, or anything you please want to ask, you can ask. Please, I got a request that please repeat once again what I need to explain. about the OU. So I repeat once again, when you give the delegation control to one of the user from the OU, so that delegation control will be there. How much privileges you have given at the time of creating the delegation control to that user by the admin, that much privileges will be there to that user, and he can work within that OU, not outside the OU. He will have the privileges inside the OU, not outside the OU. He can create the user only for the sales, not for other OU. Yes, and he can add and delete the user or create a new user only for OU, not for others. Normal users can work like a normal client. So are you clear with this concept now? So to make it simple, you try to understand it is something like a group admin. So sir, can we give delegation control for the user outside OU? No. If you want, this is applied for the inside the out. Outside, if you want to do, you can have, but for that there is a separate process. This is we are discussing according to the OU. You just remove the user from the OU, it will become a normal client. Just move it, remove it. Okay. So OU delegation control we are using OU means it is something like a group admin. So that privileges will be there for that user whom you are given the delegation control as admin. That privileges will be applied inside the OU, not outside the OU. So it will be not automatically applies to others. But suppose this you applied on the main OU and there is inside that main OU sub OU, then it might be applicable. So let us verify that. So we have a main OU with what name? Sales. Now inside the sales, I think we have production one. Let me go to that. Okay. Cursor. Okay, right. So now inside the OU, sales OU, I have production here. So in the production, uh, can I create a user? Let me see. Here, if coming into the main OU, whatever privileges I'm having on the main OU, it will apply also to the sub OU, not to the other OU, only to the sub OU. Remember. Now I can create one more user here. Is it clear now? But he cannot do on the other OU. Now can he create a new OU? See here. Can he create a new OU? No, he can't. He's not getting the option to create new. Okay. So I hope, are you clear with this? Everyone? For that, what you have to do, create a main OU, inside that create many sub OUs. Then give the control on the main OU, automatically it will apply to all OUs. It has to be a part of sub OU. Or you just give one by one delegation control. Okay. So now this topic is very important, just like other topics. So I'll just concentrate one more time how to give the delegation control to other user like Ravi. So now I'm logging out. I'm logging out from the administrator. sorry, as a user, SI user, and now again log in as an administrator. I'm logging back as an administrator. Now I'm opening the delegation control now. Yeah. Who's having the delegation controller? Who is the part of the sales OU? So I did not add the SI user, but he's having what control? Delegation control. He's not a member of the SI is not a member of the what? Sales OU, but he's having the delegation control. See here. Here you can see here. He's having the delegation control. But I created normal user. I this created this user from the domain. Now I created the normal user like normal user Ravi. Now I want to make Ravi as a delegation controller. Can we have two users at the same time? Two users OU users as a delegation controller? Let us check here. Now how to give the delegation control to this? Now same. Select the OU, right click, delegation control. Now, now add the name. Now whose name you are adding now? Ravi. Take the name. Now who is getting the delegation control now? What you want to give? Same for simplicity. Now how many people are having the delegation control now for the sales? Two persons. Ravi as well as now see here. Ravi as well as Sai. Now see here. Ravi is still not a member of the sales, but he's been made the delegation controller of the sales department. Now, can he create a new user for the sales department? Yes, because we have given him the creating permission. So now log out from the administrator. Log out from administrator. Then log in as a which user? Ravi. Now get the icons for Ravi. Now can you see Ravi? Now he can create the account for the OU. So I'm giving not admin name, Ravi name. Now he can open. Now can he create a new user? He can't. But he can create the user inside the OU. He can. Yeah. Now, Ravi is not a part of the OU, but he has been made the delegation controller for sales department. So you can add and remove the user from that. Whatever users the Sai created, that also you will have the privileges to delete. Can you move the user from the department outside? He'll want to put it into the normal user. Can he do? Cannot. We're just having the permission inside the OU, not outside the OU. Is it clear? I hope everybody understood now. Yes. Now, important question. If you know users in the sales, not outside the sales. Now, important question is if you know how to give him the delegation control. Suppose he's misusing the privileges. Our admin don't have much work now. So can he take back the privileges what he has given to the delegation controller? So you should know in real time. When you know how to give the permission, you should also know how to take it back. So I'm logging with which user now? Administrator. I'm logging again with administrator. Now, our important task now is what? How to remove the delegation. I repeat, how to remove the delegation control from the user. So if admin has given him the delegation control, he should also know how to remove the permissions. So next concept is what? How to remove the delegation controller power from the user. So to do that, only who can do? Admin. Now we have two delegation controller, Ravi and Sai. Can Sai remove the delegation controller power of the Ravi? No. Can Ravi remove the delegation control from the Sai? No. This can be done only by admin. So I'm removing the delegation controller power from the both the users. So how to do that? Log in with admin, go to the ADUC console. Now to remove the power from this, what you have to do? You have to go to the view. Where you have to go? View. Then you go to the advanced feature. Go to the advanced feature. Then in the advanced feature, you will find the name of the OU. Select that OU, right click. Then you go to the properties. Then you have the security. Now here you remove the user. So whom you want to remove? Suppose site. You remove. Apply. I'm not removing the Ravi so that I can show you once more. So how I remove? You see here. First, I open the ADUC console, go to the view, go to where? Advanced feature. It is disabled now. Again, I will enable it. Advanced feature. Then you will find your OU name. Go to it. Then right click. Go to the properties. Under that, go to the security. Then select the name to whom you have made the delegation control. Removed. Apply. OU. Now you check. Now you check either with the Ravi or Sai. Log in with the either one of the user. Now I will log in with what? Sai. Now can you able to add and remove the user from the sales department? Let us check it here. So I'll again open the ADC console with the Sai name. Now go to that. Now can you find the sales? Yes. Now you try to remove the existing users. Earlier he was able to do, but now can you do? No, you don't have the privileges. Can you add any new users into this? Earlier I was able to do, but now I didn't get any option of new. So it is clear to everyone. Now Ravi also can't do this. So I'll log out and again log in with which user to get the full privileges back as a what? Administrator. So is it clear to everyone what we have discussed today? Delegation control along with how to create OU and add the users. Okay, fine. Our next important task is what? When you know how to create, you should also know how to delete. So now this OU has to be deleted. So what is our next task? How to delete the OU. So OU is there where? Inside the ADUC console. Now, please tell me how to delete the OU. Go to the tools, ADUC console. Now I have the OU. So please tell me how to do the how to delete the OU. I'm waiting for your reply. I'm checking in the chat box your reply. Directly you cannot. Maybe you have the notes, so that's why you have able to see here. Directly, if you go with the sales, you will have the option here what properties generally, but you cannot delete it. You cannot delete it. You don't have the option of delete. And you select here and right click here. If you try to delete, you will say you don't have the privileges. You logged in as an administrator. So administrator is not having the privileges means who will have? Nobody will have. Here I logged in as an administrator. Still I cannot delete. Why? Because they have created like this, the OU. So by chance, if you are deleting by mistake, it should not be deleted. So they kept one option called prevent the OU deletion from accidental. So that you have to disable. Then only you can delete that OU. So how to delete? For that procedure is there. Go to the view, go to the advanced feature, then select the OU, right click, then you go to the properties. Here you need to go to the object. So here when we created the OU, you might have seen it was checked protect object from accidental delete. You have to uncheck it. Then now you can go and delete this. And remember, when you delete the the when you delete the OU, whatever users are there with the OU, that automatically will be deleted from the system. So before deleting, if you want to move them back as a normal users, you can do it. So I'm moving back to the users. So now you two will be pushed as a normal user now. Same thing I can do to the same thing I'll do to the same thing I'm doing to the U3 also. But I did not push this user yes1, yes4 like this. So they will be automatically deleted. See here. Now you go to the users here. They came back here. But who is not the user? Now suppose you move this Ravi user into the group also. Sales OU, sorry. OU. Now when I delete, now Ravi is not here. He went into the inside the OU. Now when I delete this OU, automatically all these three users will be deleted. You see here. Now the OU has been deleted. Now just refresh here. Maybe it was unchecked. To advanced, then sales, properties, object, protect this, apply. Now let me delete this. Sales, right click, delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. It's saying object is protected. One second. Let me try to. I logged in as a which user? Administrator. Open again what? Did you see console? Acha, sorry, there is one more OU is there, no? So that is preventing it. Okay, so I'll remove first that, because inside this, what is there? Again, that protection is there. So I need to remove that protection, then it will be deleted. So again, I need to go to view, and advanced feature, and select here inside what? There is one more OU with what name? This. So this is preventing us from deleting. Now go to the object, because it is protected from the this. Yes. Now you can apply. Now say okay. Now you can delete here. The users all will get deleted. Now see here. Is it okay now? Yes. Everybody understood this? Yes. So now today we discuss what? OU. One small concept we'll discuss today. Then after that we'll wind up our today's session. That is what? Group. What we will discuss now? Group. So that you should be in a position after this session. What is the difference between OU and group? So that will be used in the future concept. So what is our next concept for today, everybody? Do you need some break, 1 or 2 minutes break, or can I continue? Shall I need to give you the break, or shall I continue? Okay, fine. Just 5-10 minutes topic. After that, we'll finish with the session. Thank you for your reply, response, everybody. I'll continue with what? Last topic for today, that is the group. Now, here we'll go to the group concept. Have you understood about the OU now? I repeat my question. Have you understood about the OU now? My voice is breaking for everybody. It's clear now a little bit. Okay, fine. Sorry for the disturbance. Now it's clear. Okay. So we will continue with what now? Next topic is what? Group. What is our next topic? Group. So how do you define a group now? Group means what? Group means what? Yes, very nice. Group is nothing but it's a collection of users. So a collection of users is called group. When you will create a group now, when you will create a group, admin can create a group, but when we will create a group? Yes, very nice. Rajesh, very nice. See, when we need to give same policies or same permission to multiple users, instead of policies, we should say permission. When we need to give same permission to multiple users, we need to create what? Group. Like example, you need to send one message to 100 people. So if you do individually, you need to send for 100 people 100 messages. So how you can make it simple? Just create one group, add those 100 users into the group, then give the message on the group. Then same message all the people will be getting, no? Same thing. So when you need to give same permission to multiple users, we will create what? Group. So same thing you can find in the slide now. Group is also one of the object of the Active Directory. So it's used when we need to give same permission to multiple users. and same permission to multiple users, as well as distribute mails, same mail to multiple users. Like when we use the mail, we can give the same mail to multiple users. Yes, we can just write the different mail ID and we can send it. So group is a collection of users which is used to create. A group is created to apply same permission or same mail to multiple users or multiple members. Ah, Now important question somebody asking, when you will create a OU? So I told you what, to manage to manage or organize the objects of the Active Directory will create. But when it will be created OU, so important point you remember. So OU will be created to apply the group policies. To apply the group policy, we have 2-day session in coming day session. There we will see how to apply the group policies. So there OU plays very important role. So for today, you just remember OU is created to apply the group policy, whereas group is created to apply the permission. Permission is different, group policy is different. So to apply the policies, we'll create OU. To apply the permission, we'll create group. Remember? Rajesh, can you elaborate? DL means what you mean to say? Okay. Now we have how many types of groups? Two types: security group and distribution group. Security group means what? Which is used to apply the per, and distribution group means which is used to apply the mails to the multiple users. So how many types of groups we have? Two types: security group and distribution group. So with this, we have done with what? The theory part of the group. So group is a very simple concept, but you remember the main difference between group and OU. OU is used to apply the group policy, whereas group is used to apply the permission. And in the group, objects can be added, but from the OU, objects can be created. We can create the object from the OU, but we cannot create the object from group. Only objects can be added from the group. And one more thing, important thing, in group, one user can be part of multiple groups. Suppose I have two groups. So one person can be, or one user can be part of both groups. Like in WhatsApp, I'm a member of one group. I can be a member of other group. Yes. But in the OU, it is not possible. One user can be a member of only one OU. And when you delete the OU, if users are there with the OU, they will also get deleted. But when you delete a group with users, users will not get deleted. Only group will get deleted. Users will become normal users. These are the main differences between OU and group. Shall I repeat or it is clear? Okay. Anybody want me to repeat or it is clear to everybody? The difference between OU and group. So I repeat, OU is used to apply the group policy, whereas group is created to apply the permission. First difference. Second difference, in the OU, objects can be, from the OU, objects can be created, but from the group, objects cannot be created. They can only add. Objects can be added into the group. Third point, one user can be a member of multiple groups, but in OU, one user cannot be multiple of different OUs. And when you delete the group, users will not get deleted with the group. Only group will get deleted and the users will become normal users. But when you delete the OU with users, all the users who are part of that OU will also get deleted. This is the main difference. In the coming day session, we will be proceeding on what? how to apply the group policy through OU. 2 days session we will have. So today we just discuss how to create OU, how to add the users, and how to make a delegation control. Along with that, I also shown you how to remove the delegation control as well as how to remove the OU. Now the last topic for today is what? What is group we have discussed? How many types of groups we have? Now the final, practical. How to create a group and how to add the users into the group. With that, we will finish with today's session. Okay, can I move with the practical? Okay, now it's a very small practical. Just I'll take you 5 minutes, then we'll wind up the session. So let us see here how to create a group. It's very simple. Same, go to the ADC console, right click on user, then click on what? New. You can have new group, then you can give the name. So this is the way you can create a group. Then group is of no use, same like OU, without any users. So you can select the multiple user or individual user, right click, and you get an option what? Add into the group. You can add the users. Then how to apply the same permission to multiple users? So yesterday we have seen permission concept. Day before yesterday. So there we were getting the option what? Two options. Find people, everyone. Now once you create a group, you can also give the permission to multiple users, same permission to multiple users. So we were having two options, either give different permission to different users or give everyone same permission. Now with the help of group, we can give different permission to same permission to multiple user also by giving a permission on group. How to give that? Create a share folder. You know how to create a share folder. Again, I'll create it today. Don't worry. So that by the end of this course, you will be in a position to know how to create the share folder. So again, to apply the permission on group, create a share folder. And in the find people option, select here what group you have created. That's it. Now the group is up, permission is applied to the multiple users instead of individual users. So when you delete the users, when you delete the group, users also will get deleted. So sorry. When you delete the group, users will not get deleted. When you delete the OU, users will get deleted. Is it okay? Okay, I'll do the practical now. So it's very simple, just it takes 5 minutes. I'll show you. So let me create some users. Already have some users. 3 users are there. Let me create one more user. User 4. This is domain users, remember. So user has been created. Now our main task is what? Creating the group. How to create a group? Click on the users container, right click, new. Instead of going to the user, you can go now to where you can find here what? Group. So now create the group. You can give any name to your group. I'm saying group 1. So this is we are creating options are there. Security group. This is for giving same permission to multiple. This is for the mail. So we are working on permission. So in these 3 types of groups are there. Local means, domain means it will apply to the particular domain. We can have multiple domain that we will be seeing in coming day session. So it is applied to only one domain, but we can have multiple domain. So if you select the multiple global, it will apply to multiple domain. You select this means I have only one domain now, zoom.com. If applied to domain, but it may in the future I may have more domain inside the zoom. So to that it will not apply if I select this option. So if I select this global, so whatever subdomains are there or subdomains are there in my main domain, to that also it applies. So that comes under what? Forest. But we can have different forest. So if you select universal, means it applies to every domain outside your tree. So that is your universe, whole forest. So let us take it to what? Global only, because we did not discuss what is tree, what is domain, what is forest. We'll have a 2-3 day session. In that you will understand that. So just keep it default. Now one group is created. So now group is of no use unless until it contain users. So I'm adding the users into the domain. Sorry, into the group. Select, right click, then move. Now here, right click, move. The option is what? If you open this, okay, sorry. You can directly move it. Right click, add to the group. Directly you can say. So, to which group you want to add? You have created the group with what name? Group 1. Check the name. It has been verified. Now that user has been added successfully to the group. Here, group is here. So how many members are there in that? Only one user. Who is one user? Who are the members of group 1? Only one user. Now I want to add multiple. So select these users whom you want multiple. I'm adding. I shown you single user how to add. Now I'm showing multiple. Select, right click, same. Add to the group. Then which group? You write the name. We created just now only one group. Check the name. It is verified. Now how many users will be there in that group now? Here. From here the users will not be moved. Now, how many users earlier it was there? One. But now 4. This is how you will create a group, and this is how you will add the users into the group. Now group is created to give the same permission to multiple users. So for that, let me create one share folder. So how do you create a share folder? I'll go to the same E drive. Let me create one folder with some name. Suppose I'm creating one folder. I'm creating one folder with a name called Zoom. Let me make this folder as what? Share folder. So I made the folder with what name? Zoo, something like this. Now I need to make it share folder. So now share with specific people. Now here we were using this option. So select here this option. But now instead of writing the username, you write the group name. Which group you have created? Which group you have created? Group 1. Take the name. Now who are the users in the group 1? 4 users will get the same permission. What permission you want to give now? Suppose read write. Now all 4 will get what? Read write. This is how you will give the permission to the group. Now, final thing for today. I deleted the group. I'm deleting the group. When you know how to create, you should also know how to delete. So how many users are there in the group now? 4 users are there. Now I'm deleting the group. So the users will not get deleted. How to delete? Select the group, then say what? Delete. Deleted. But users will not get deleted. So this is about the today's session. So everybody understood today's session what we have discussed? Two important things, groups and OU. So now, is there any doubt regarding today's session? Anybody? Okay. So those who don't have any doubts, you can please leave the session. Thank you, everybody. And once again, wishing you from my side, from my organization side, happy Ugadi to one and all. Thank you, everybody. Once again, same request. In not only in India, every part of the world, same thing. People are talking only about the coronavirus. So please stay safe, yourself healthy, yourself also stay safe, fit, and make sure that your family members are also protected. So this is the tough time for everybody, but there is no other option. But you have to keep yourself and your family safe. Then ultimately the society will be safe. Then ultimately country will be safe. So I wish you everybody once again happy Ugadi and request you to stay fit and safe. Okay. Yes, everything you can practice, but now everything is closed. Now you got the information. It is been extended not only to our state, to whole country till 15th. So you can practice once this restriction is lifted. Okay. What is the issue with your this, Rajesh? Can you just instead of giving the screen, you just share it your screen shot with my WhatsApp so that I can tell you what is the issue. So office will be closed till the restriction is there. Once the restriction is lifted, once the situation become open, normal, the office will be open. Okay. So thank you everybody. Wishing you once again happy Ugadi. Thank you everyone. We'll continue tomorrow session with what? Tomorrow our session will be what? Oh, thank you. Thank you for wishing me. So same thing from my side to you and to your family, to everybody. Happy Ugadi. So we'll continue tomorrow session. So tomorrow what we are going to discuss important Active Directory second class. What is that? We'll discuss fine in detail tomorrow. Active Directory second class. So I told you our when I started the course, our main topic for our course is what? Active Directory. So how many sessions we have for Active Directory? Altogether 5 classes. So one class of Active Directory is over. There we discuss how to install the Active Directory. Now tomorrow will be the second class of Active Directory. Like this, 4 more classes. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you everybody. I'm closing the session now. If you have any doubt, any concern, you can contact me through the mail or through my WhatsApp number. It's there with everybody. Thank you everyone.